Hi there, my name is Brett Archer. I'm an employee at Derivco. I have been for the past 4 years. I've been a client of Tyron now with Momentum for going on 3 years. And I moved from Discovery purely because colleagues of mine at Derivco had suggested Tyron to me and as the service that we get from him. Since just moving my medical aid across, I've moved a numerous amount of policies, including life insurance and wills and things like that, for my entire family across with him. And the service I get from him is amazing. This is the only reason why I haven't changed to any other provider, even if it cost me more with Momentum or Tyron, purely based on service, I wouldn't change.
My name is Emery, and I was one of Tyron's first clients at our company. I must say, initially I was quite skeptical about joining Momentum, as I was already on medical aid and I wasn't interested in moving at the time. However, eventually I decided to make the change and move across. And one of the big benefits I saw from that was not only focusing on medical aid, but having someone that I know that I could call if I had any issues or any problems instead of trying to phone a call center. Another benefit was that Tyrone helped me to plan out my own financial future in terms of what I would like to achieve out of life. I've been with him for a number of years, I think probably more than 5 years, and in that time I was able to save for overseas holidays as well as covering the expenses that come with owning your first apartment. During that time, I've also recommended Tyrone to many other people, not just because of the company and obviously the financial benefits of investing, but also because he is someone that gives you an honest opinion, even if it doesn't benefit him. And I truly have seen lots of great benefits and have phoned him many times when I've had to ask for advice or needed help with something, and he's always available and ready to help. And that's why I've always recommended him to anyone who is looking for advice. It's always important to compare and to look around and not just focus on one area. But once you find someone that looks after all of your financial interests, it always pays to stick with them. Thanks, Tyron.
I've been with Tyron for 5 years now. I moved over from my parents' medical aid, and Momentum was a really great choice for my lifestyle. And Tyron's been an incredible broker. He has helped me so much. We've been through a hell of a lot over the last 5 years, from massive surgery to opening an RA, and his guidance has been fantastic. I also love that Tyron will pick up the phone and get back to me no matter what he's doing, even when he's on holiday. And that's the kind of service that you don't really get anymore. He's excellent, and I would highly recommend Tyron.
In February of last year, I found myself in a really serious situation while on holiday with family in Mozambique. About a month before that, I'd undergone an appendectomy, and unbeknown to myself or the specialists, the doctor had actually damaged an artery. I wasn't feeling at all great, but I was still cleared to travel. But second day after arriving in Mozambique, I collapsed, and it was very clear that something was quite seriously wrong. As soon as was possible, I involved Sharon and Anita, who involved Tyron Morris. Tyron was instrumental in getting me out of Mozambique, which is not at all an easy thing to coordinate. He owned every part of the process. Probably the most difficult of which getting me airlifted back to Durban. Once back in Durban, I was able to undergo an emergency operation to remove the blood that had been collecting in my abdomen. And yeah, it was a really, really serious situation, and it could have had a very, very different outcome. Tyron was amazing in the sense that he owned every aspect of that process of getting me out, and then once I'd recovered from the surgery, he came and followed up with a visit in the hospital. And yeah, again, in the days and weeks following that, just chased up the process, making sure that any claims where I had been, where I had covered the cost, were reimbursed to me. So yeah, if it wasn't for Tyron, I think that things would have had a very different outcome.
Hi, my name is Karen. I'm a stage 3 breast cancer survivor, And because this is quite an emotional subject, and because I want to not leave anything out, I'm going to read the following to you. I really got to know Tyron when I was pregnant with my third child, and we had decided to move to Momentum. From the start, he struck me as someone who's very professional, and he's also got a sense of humor, which I always love, and he is someone who cares deeply. He's also a family man. I really, though, saw his true worth when I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer last year. Tyron was one of the first people I contacted. I heard the news in May, shortly before my birthday, and I was a little bit devastated because I was initially told that it was stage 4. He formed an integral part of my medical care team. I cannot stress this enough. Your medical care team is not only made up of your oncologists and your doctors and your surgeons and your chemo nurses. Your financial advisor or your medical aid broker is the most important part of your process, actually, because that's where it all starts. If we did not have the cover we had, I would not have had a bunch of very important procedures that literally saved my life. He helped me, for example, with approvals of really expensive procedures such as my PET scan, which, just for those of you who don't know, is about 40,000 Rand. Also Herceptin, which is the wonder drug for my type of cancer, that costs about 18,000 Rand for 4 milliliters. I have to have 17 cycles of that. There's so much more. The chemo itself, the mastectomy, there's just procedure upon procedure. I want to urge everybody to make sure that you have the right cover in place, that you have a medical aid broker who you can talk to, who you can contact anytime. I could literally WhatsApp or email Tyron any time of the day or night, and he would get back to me. As I said, he formed a part of my medical team. I did not see him as a broker, I saw him as part of my medical team. I want to urge everyone to remember, do not think that this cannot happen to you, because it can happen to literally anyone. It is something that I never saw coming. I'm a vegetarian, I've been quite healthy my whole life, I've been quite fit my whole life. I don't look at the moment because I'm a bit swollen from all the treatments and stuff, but it is something that you can never ever underestimate and never ever play down. If you have to save money in other areas.